Also, by the way, that sounds like something an insane person would do. By the way, the whole drive into a.
All right, we're actually live now. But
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Teasing.
All right, let's. Who wants to do some warm up or figure out the order of the warm ups while we wait for good old?
Okay.
I got a 19 for Centurion and a 10 for Arthur.
Wonderful.
So Borodal got an 18, and then Merlin got a 7.
Woo!
I got a 99. I don't know. Oh wait, we're not even doing these numbers yet. What am I saying?
Roll again?
I feel like I've gotten this before. 3.
3? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are going to start with Centurion. Roll me a D100.
$96.
Well, this one's an easy one. Would you rather be a high government official, own a large corporation, or be in a cabin in the woods?
Can he technically pick all 3 because he's technically 3 people in there?
And you guys don't know if he's 3 people or not. You're making assumptions here.
I am, but that's. I mean, it's a way for everybody to win.
Centurion, if you are talking, we cannot hear you.
Are you saying Centurion like the person as he is now, or who he was before
However
Centurion?
you want to answer it.
What was the first one?
Would you rather be a high government official, own a large corporation, or be in a cabin in the woods?
Before he started, but monk and everything, probably some sort of government official. But now just cabin in the woods.
Fair. Okay. And then, Siler, you said Marlin got the 18, or was that Borodal?
No, that was Borodal got the 18. Marlin got the 7.
Perfect. If I could have Borodal roll me a D100.
Exactly 60.
Okay. What kind of person would your character despise?
What kind of person would my Borodal despise? Oddly enough, he would dislike people who are very much, in his opinion, he would call them manipulators and/or fake. Essentially, people, anyone who's very dishonest with themselves or what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Is Sid sweating profusely yet?
Sid's not here to hear, so probably.
Here's the thing. He's only deafened himself. He could talk to us accidentally.
Probably. Arthur, go ahead and roll me a D100.
$75.
If Arthur was living in modern day time, whatever, what modern TV show would be Arthur's favorite?
What's his Netflix binge
Yeah.
on a free day?
Oof. That's a good question. Can you come back around?
I will come back around.
Thank you.
Marlon, if I can have you roll a D100.
He got himself a 66.
What is Marlon's favorite meal?
I was going to say mercy.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Here's the
That's a
thing.
good one.
See, his favorite meal is, and this is out of game, but it's virgin blood, which is something he very much knows was hers.
Oh, so yeah,
Oh
mercy.
my
Okay.
gosh.
Delicious, I guess.
Oh goodness.
Wonderful.
Yeah. He's had to like drink blood from different people, and he distinctly knows that taste.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
Arthur's just like, well, I know what I have to do to prevent this from happening again.
Oh, he's gonna take one from the team. Oh my gosh.
Like, sure.
Oh no, she's now my fourth favorite kind of food.
Oh no. Oh, great answer. Thank you for that. That was a treat. Miss Mercedes, if I could have you roll a D100.
Absolutely. I don't know if I've rolled this before, but 99?
99. If Mercedes were to appear on a wanted poster, what nickname would be given?
Oh. Ooh. Nickname. Let's see.
You up for a suggestion or?
No, I want to hear what
Maybe
Heidi has to
I
say.
don't know.
I want to hear what Heidi has to say.
Okay. So, I mean, depending on whether this was given to her by the crowd or bestowed upon her by herself, I could see something like the sinister sister or the prophetess.
Oh, that second one.
I don't know.
sounds
I could
very-
see a couple things like that. That's my guess.
That second one sounds very sacrilegious.
Hmm Those
Sound
are
the first
my
one.
suggestions.
The first one sounds like you'd sound like Macho Man Randy Savage.
I just heard Macho Man Randy Savage as I popped back on.
That is exactly what you heard.
Yeah.
Also, poor man's mercy would be mine.
Poor Man's Mercy.
I like that one. It has like a Robin Hood-esque kind of feel to it.
The poor man's.
The poor man's mercy. I'm assuming this is a world like
Oh.
you're being wanted by like the corrupt and or evil side of the world, and you're not
Yeah.
evil yourself.
Hmm Okay. See, this is why I like you guys. You put an insight that I always look over.
I like that. That was nice. That was
Everyone's
nice.
got some different insights to bring, and you, Heidi, have your own insight that we do not have. So it goes
You
both
also have
ways.
vast info of stuff I would have never thought to have like looked into.
It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. Everybody like takes for granted the knowledge that they have and thinks that everybody has that knowledge.
Mm.
Meanwhile, dumb people think that they know more than they actually do.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, dumb people. You know who you are, or you don't.
For Mercy's
Get
bullshit,
him.
I think she would just be so fucking terrifying to the enemy that it wouldn't have a name. It would just say wanted, fuck round, find out.
Oh my god.
I'd assume she'd have like, if she's gone like that, because she's shown her like her level 20 like photo forms of what she assumes she looked like. So I'm assuming she's just like the run on site.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Run away! I don't know the context of the question, but I'm assuming that was one of the questions.
I mean, to the enemy, she's like,
Yep.
she's all out of mercy.
No mercy.
Oh yeah, we call her Mercy, but like the same way we call a big guy tiny or a fat guy slim.
I mean, honestly, more and more, it's kind of seeming like it might be going that direction. We don't know.
I mean, let's figure it out because, I mean, she went pretty hard on Merlin that one time when she thought it was an enemy.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen that meme that's like a god up there making contradictions? Like, call her Mercy. Give her anger management issues.
Oh god. Anyways, Arthur.
Call her Harmony. Give her a gravel voice.
Oh no. Oh,
Make her a...
Give her that smoker's voice, like that old
Subtle.
retired like DMV smoker voice.
Name her Faith.
Ooh.
Make her an atheist.
awful.
Oh goodness.
Now I'm just thinking about like a... like, because I jokingly said falsetto. I'm just imagining like tiefling bards that go by like what type of voice they have. Like, yeah, my name is falsetto. That's I don't remember the rest of them right now, but I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a terrible idea, but for some reason, and I heard this once, I don't remember the conversation. Essentially, a group of magic casters, different bards or wizards, sorcerers. You name yourself after the most obscure kind of drink. So, like, half of them were coffee orders, and that's your name.
Nice.
Fun.
Alright, Arthur, have you picked your favorite TV show yet?
Yes, I think I've narrowed it actually down to two.
Okay.
One he would watch on repeat, which is Loki.
Okay.
And the second that he would binge, like if he was just transported here and someone put it in front of him, is RuPaul's Drag Race.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that.
That'd be.
And that's for which one?
Arthur.
Oh,
Yeah,
Arthur.
Your
Okay.
favorite
Yeah.
TV
Arthur.
show?
Ask if Arthur was here, like in modern time, like today.
Yeah.
What would be his favorite TV show?
So I was just trying to like think about that for like, was that Centurion? Like,
I got to
Oh, yeah.
imagine
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes,
if he's
Centurion.
watching.
He calls it a pleasure because he does
I
not feel
assume
guilty.
Top Gear's in like, Centurion's list.
Love it.
He watches
Sidian.
he's a big televangelist fan, Centurion.
Sidian and Onyx, if I could have a D100 roll. If you want to roll two separate ones, you can. That's what everyone did today. Or if you want to roll them for the same question for both, you can too.
I'll roll two separate ones
Yeah.
for fun.
Perfect.
So
Test that luck.
yeah, assuming I get different ones. All right, Sidian is 50, Onyx is 73.
50. Sidian, does your character prefer cats or dogs?
Cats.
That was easy.
That was an easy one. I mean, just in general, like I think he's not like, there's a lot of things that he wants to do. Like the dog, cats can be independent dogs, have to rely on their owner to a certain degree most of the time, or like most like
that depends on your kind of dog.
Yeah, that depends on the dog. That definitely depends
And
on the
your
dog.
cat is a coalescent being. What are you talking about?
Cats can do their own thing. I think the comparison I'm trying to draw there is he's not ready to take care of another living being that solely would rely on him. And yes, the irony is thick.
So his biggest fear would be like an ex showing up with a kid.
Oh no, he would I'm nuts, and I definitely wouldn't recommend this in real life, but Sid probably would be the type to bounce in that sort of situation.
Hey, look over there, Misty.
Currently, at least. That may change. And Onyx is 73.
His question is going to be like, if you were at a railway stop and you see people about to die, but on the other side
is a puppy.
I fucking hate you. I hate you so much, man. What the fuck? We can't ask a 2-day-old a question like that.
Hey, to be fair, it's more like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Here's what he does. Now, here's what he doesn't realize until like the last 5 seconds. It's all of us. Like he couldn't see us with bags over our heads until they like last second it reveals that's who we actually were.
Dun dun.
I mean, if
still save the puppy.
I mean, if it was a puppy, Onyx probably, regardless of whether it was like 5 people he didn't know, or especially if it was 5 people he did know, puppy's probably gonna die.
If Onyx is really as smart as you've built him, he does the math in his head like, hey, I'm a fucking warforged. I charge the fucking trolley and stop it.
Oh yeah, no, that would be like Onyx's default setting is trying to kill the trolley.
You know what? No, this is Sid that created this thing. He wouldn't even do the trolley. He'd just go kill the dog and then untie everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, also, like, they assume, like, hey, you're frozen to this place. Also, you know what? I've got, like, 60 feet of speed. I can tackle that dog out of the way.
With Onyx, it very much depends. Is one of the 3 people he is charged with protecting above all else in that, like, group of people, because that, like, definitely changes the math. Because, like, if it was, like, 5 random people, like, he'd consider it more, like, but not necessarily, like, if it was a puppy. Like, he'd, like, think about it a bit more. But if it was, like, anybody, like, he actually knew and, like, is charged with protecting, it's, like, immediately, like, snap. Like, no thoughts, head empty, no thoughts, just change the track. I'm sorry, we had a real question, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's a real question.
That one was probably way more interesting than this one. This one's, what bet would you challenge a stranger that you know you would win against?
I want to hear the answer to
that. Combat challenge.
I bet you I can say the first million of pie.
I mean, again, this is like Onyx combat challenge to the death.
Like, I'm honestly
to yielding or whatever.
Staring contest, and he's just a robot looking at you. Like, you gonna win?
That would probably be the smart one.
Can hold their breath the longest.
I'm gonna change it to that one.
He just takes in a breath, and you just hear him like the little vents close, and he just sits there and waits.
He's like, no one breathes until I breathe, and the guy's just dead.
But he's up against it's Marlon and, damn it, what's the other character that you're playing, Siler? Bordal. That's right. It's Onyx and Bordal, and they both don't need to breathe, so they just sit there forever.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the thing. A vampire doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was with because it's a vampire, staring contest pokes his eyes.
You just
now are eyeballs required for a staring contest? Because like that's a question. Like if I slashed you across the face and you don't have a face anymore, does that mean you lose?
God, now I'm just thinking about like
there's a tree that falls and no one's there to hear it. It like, doesn't make a sound, sort of thing.
It starts as a staring contest, but just eventually turns into a fight to the death. And then, like, right before one of them kills the other, one of them blinks. Like it's the person that's about to win blinks,
win.
and then it's like, haha, I win.
See, now I can see that. I can see that because regardless of who would win, the other one's never going to let it go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone else is having a beer.
Like
So that's happening in the
you
background.
pan out to everyone else at the tavern.
Oh God. Speaking of, quick recap of what happened last week. You guys
Alright.
managed to make your way back outside of the cave
Somehow.
somehow.
Sorry.
After
Sorry,
a quick talk with Kathra, you guys took your time. Some of you did. Some of you rushed out as well to check on the old man that was outside. Some of you decided that it would be better. It would be better use of your time to stay back in mine this mysterious blue crystal that you found was a little bit harder to mine than what you originally thought, mainly because it is a very crumbly crystal. So when you go to actually try and mine it, it kind of cracks and splinters into a bunch of different pieces instead of staying in solid ores like you would expect metal to do. But you guys made it out. Sidian was the first to follow Kathra to the blacksmith, where she was very upset with the blacksmith there, yelling and berating Ash for not keeping track of the town or informing her of anything that was going on. And then you guys got word that Kathra's grandpa was supposed to be left with the blacksmith, but he wasn't there. So, a bit of a split in the party. Sidian went off to the wall, while Kathra, Onyx, Centurion, and pretty much everyone else went off to the Eastern Gate, where you know there is a tavern kind of housed above the gate itself. The second group, after their mining came out, and also kind of split up. Mercedes, and Sidian kind of briskly walked towards the wall, followed after him to make sure he was okay. And the rest of the party followed after Kathra and into the tavern. Thankfully, at the tavern was Kathra's grandfather, kind of passed out from heavy drinking, and a barmaid who kind of instructed her that she wasn't able to leave this tavern. Something was preventing her from even stepping outside of the tavern. But at least inside the tavern, she was able to stay awake and able to keep tabs of who was coming in and out of the city. She did mention that she recently received a visitor before the rest of the party came in and regrouped. So now we have everyone sitting at the tavern, and that is where we will pick up. What are you guys doing?
I believe Arthur had just finished hitting on Mercy heavily and mentally flipped off Sidian before he asked who the rest of the group was.
Sid and Mercy had already done their introductions, right? Or were we still waiting on them? Like, along with the rest of the group?
Kind of, yeah. Because I had just he had just been making assumptions. You guys were asking questions. He was kind of not being helpful about it.
I think they at least established that they were siblings. Because I'm just going to say that Sid is going to start ritual casting Identify, on that ore. Bit of ore that he has.
Okay.
Actually, now he has a whole bunch of ore, but yeah.
So that's what Sidian's doing for 10 minutes. What is everyone else doing?
Guys?
Last we left off, Mercy was talking to Arthur. I guess if he's done hearing about that, then she'll just watch the others make introductions. But let's see. So Sid and Mercy have made introductions. As Onyx or Centurion or any of the others made their introductions to Arthur properly yet?
I don't think so. You guys kind of. I'm going to assume that you guys kind of finally introduced yourselves as Sid and Mercy for this. So, right, and the fact that you're twins, and all that jazz.
I think we talked a bit before how because you were talking about religion, so I think you talked about she was a paladin. I think he established that he knew about the planes and was like a wizard artificer. I think because I think you recognized some of the technology on him.
Oh well, he's not an artificer, but he does recognize it because it's
recognize
like I said, technology is more
common,
more of a thing there than it's more reliable. But no, I mean he's still listening to
yet.
Yeah, but he does listen to Mercy. And, like puppy dog eyes.
Puppy dog eyes, of course.
He's trying to smolder her.
Does he have
She might even
writs?
take out her prayer book and start to show him highlighted and underlined pages.
Breaking out the highlighter.
Keep on talking. Showing off
he's
his
using
stuff.
smolder, and she's showing him the scrapbook.
Got any dog-eared pages in that highlighted Bible? Man. Sorry, I'm teasing.
You get her started. She's got her favorite verses just like right there.
And she said upon the clergy, "Be not horny, for horniness is
I do not wish to be horny. I only wish to be happy."
Classic me.
No, he loves music. He does make it very, very apparent. He says, "I would love for us to maybe collaborate. You sing some of your hymns, and I can always play my violin for you."
Oh, absolutely. I miss singing in the choir, really. Though it was the choir, I never really did solos, but it was still enjoyable.
He gives kind of a hearty laugh, which I don't have right now. Before he says, "Wonderful. We definitely have to do this sometime, perhaps." No, I don't think right now would be a good time. And as he looks kind of over at Sid,
Sid looks up and glares at him before going back to his investigating.
But he does grab her hand and say, "Thank you. But who is the rest of your crew?" And he does make it a point to look at her.
Her
crew.
In the eye, and he also called her, he's essentially naming her the leader.
Well, you're welcome. And over here we have Centurion and Borodal, who just recently joined our group, and Marlin. And Cruel, who is in another dimension at this point. And then my brother's companion.
I'm sorry, you said your brother's companion?
What was that
why
about?
Am I blanking on his name?
Onyx. Did you say that Cruel was stuck in another dimension?
Yes, I was just mumbling to myself here. As I was going through the list of names, I was like, "Oh yeah, so she's not here at the moment."
Canon accepted.
Onyx will just kind of do a Betamax wave and say, "I am Onyx. My master here is Sidian. Is there anything I can do for you at the moment?"
Arthur kind of gives his kind of like a little bit like The Office, looking over to the side, like if there's a camera, like Jesus Christ, because he kind of looks semi-human, right?
No, I think I sent the image. I can send it again if need be. I think
Okay.
it's in the channel, but
And
there's a bit of like wood underneath, but it's kind of like a wooden mannequin built over armor, kind of mixed together, and some glowing bits. I don't know. Wires.
It's a cobbled and wonderful aesthetic mess.
It's
that thing
makeshift.
looks like it has a safe word before he goes over to Bordal and says, what about you, gentlemen? What can you tell me about yourselves?
It's a prototype.
Well, we're over here. I don't know if we've gotten our drinks yet.
Yes, because you guys ordered the same thing that the dwarf was having, right? What did you order?
Yes.
Yes.
No, we just asked for the same thing the dwarf was having, and then Bordal and Merlin were waiting for like the daughter to like calm down, but probably wasn't happening anytime soon, so we could essentially get her take on, hey, did we do good on the ore thing, or is this like a bad thing?
Yeah, the daughter still hasn't even noticed that you guys have the ore there. But you guys do get 2 also kind of comically large glasses placed in front of you guys. Before each of them are filled with this really thick, dark liquid.
All right, cheers. I mean, just take
Just
some nice chugs
Pour
of that.
that into my tankard of sobriety.
It is very thick, very almost creamy. But you recognize this as a version of Dwarvish ale.
All right, Bordal will slowly, and this is likely his first time tasting this, so he's going to go very slow and just savor and almost try to like, it's almost like he's reviewing this, even though no one's, like for no one else but himself.
I don't think I ever posted Onyx's art. Sorry.
No, yeah. Wait, I thought we had a picture of them, like at least one.
I'm not seeing it in any of the channels, so I'm gonna send it, or at least resend it now.
All right. Merlin will be like taking actual chugs of it and, you know, giving his compliments. And then just asking Merlin, or no, he's asking the bartender. So, how long has this place been this empty?
It's been months. Well, no, it's been years since we've gotten visitors. But at least the town was still together. And then it wasn't. Regulars stopped coming one by one until most recently, probably within this last week or so, everyone stopped coming.
Oh, shit. And just counting back in my days, like, we were at the circle, like, maybe like a week ago, maybe less.
It has been 10 days since you guys have left Sutton Outpost.
Oh, yeah, no, we could have made it here in time with the teleporter. Oh,
well,
shit.
We probably would have made it midway through.
I mean, from there to here, so we would have been here when, assumingly, like, the worst of it was happening, and who knows what we could have done. But that's all in his head right now.
Who knows, indeed.
Well, if I'm to believe what I've been told about this group, and he says, just pointing specifically just to Mercedes and Sidian, they're apparently a part of a group who stopped a sin before, and they're apparently looking to do the same thing to the one in this territory.
I think Arthur kind of like sneezes beer into his nose. Because He just kind of like, pass that one by me again.
Yeah, did we not share that with you yet? Yeah, that's a plan.
Are you all right? I have no idea, because I have no idea if I had this conversation before or like what you're here with us now. But that's essentially Merlin answering the question, because I don't know if you asked him to Merlin or Bordeaux, but that's the answer. Like, we're here to essentially stop the sin is the plan.
He's like, no. I get that. They said that. Is the killing of the sin part.
Yeah, no, we killed Lust.
Oh yeah, no. By the information, which I'll admit is like, the person is. He's all right. But he did show me some proof, and I don't think Lust would have like parted with one of his horns without like a real, actual fight. So I tend to believe that they actually killed him.
Yeah, Sid just laughs and just goes, take the whole fucking head.
He kind of has this okay kind of look. Like, okay,
Haven't brought it back home yet.
Oh, introductions. Marlon. It's good to meet you. I forgot who the fuck you are again.
Arthur, and then he kind of goes back to the other one, and this other tall glass here.
Are you referring to Mercy?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, who are you referring to when you say this tall glass?
The darker one.
The darker one?
Bordeaux?
The Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Marlon?
And he just slowly starts sipping, and he's like, my Bordeaux. So it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arthur.
Huh. A lot less quiet than that one. Or sorry. Way more quiet than that one.
Sorry again. Who are you pointing to?
Sorry, and he's pointing at Sidian. Pointing back at Sidian because he keeps, laughing at the fact that I couldn't believe they killed the sin.
It's only like once or twice.
Well, yes. That is also what I was told. One of the sins was killed by this group. I know one of the members, and I've only just met what I now realize is the other part of the team. There seems to be a missing member, and we're also missing, by my friend's estimate, a second member, but they will likely be around.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess right now.
Actually, do you mind if I ask you something? Would you care to join me for a drink? And Bordeaux just gestures to like the other, essentially empty seat at the bar.
Is Bordeaux sitting?
Bordeaux is in fact seated like at the bar next to Merlin, and like we gave like the two dwarven gnome over there essentially some space while they hug it out.
Taking the seat, he instead gently sits on Bordeaux's lap and says he'd like to know more about you, though.
This type of bard.
Okay.
We already knew it was that type of bard, but
My.
this list type of
I
bard.
knew Heidi would say that.
All right. Before we start, would you like something to drink? I've only tried this once, but it's actually not bad.
Sorry, remember Arthur did order 2 of those comically large ones. He downed the first one, so he's kind of just still walking around with the second one.
Oh, okay. No, if he can see that, then like he probably won't ask. Yes, I was actually planning to ask you and Sidian, when I do get a chance, what are your views on courtship?
He's like, oh, well, get right to it. Well, it depends on how experienced the person is. Definitely depends on how experienced. I personally like to take charge, but I don't like relinquishing. I don't mind relinquishing it sometimes.
Use a switch.
Definitely being very upfront is an A+.
All right. Thank you. That's actually some of the better advice I've received.
Of course. The question: pitch or catch?
I can do both, but I preferred pitching. Catching has always been difficult.
Okay. Okay.
It took a while.
He kind of gives him a wink and squeezes his cheek before he gets off his lap.
I don't think you're referring to the same things there.
Yeah.
If you notice, he has hit on the two oblivious ones.
I mean, you assume he's oblivious, but you know.
Well, at least how he's
He could just be playing the game.
He's like, as he was walking away, we have to get together later, and I'll sing hymns. All right.
You're gonna drag Bordal and Mercy to essentially a prayer. What? This is a prayer circle?
And he's going to try and turn it to a threesome.
Starts playing Madonna's Like a Virgin.
Oh boy.
I'm I'm disappointed you didn't ask if he had a type.
What?
I was honestly waiting for you to ask what was his type.
I was thinking about asking that, but I think he's going to save that for later. There's a lot of people here.
Sorry, but my mind went to my type. Tall woman with big butts.
Oh my god. Oh my
Make
god.
that reference. Make that reference there.
Thank you. Someone had to make that reference.
For all we know, it might not be.
And he does ask a little bit more seriously. So you gentlemen were also there when they killed the Sims, or is this just hearsay?
Only 2 of the people here were present at the Sin of Lust's demise, I believe.
2.5. Sorry. Wait until he's done talking, and I said 2.5.
Who's the half?
Point to Centurion.
Oh. And he kind of just, for the first time, you'll notice that he's a little bit more. His demeanor changes from very fun to almost a. You've seen it before. Almost, you've seen Sid do it before, like he's inspecting something. Something's actually caught his eye. He's not just fucking around. Because I don't want to do this for like 5 minutes. Essentially, when he walks over to Centurion, he does notice that he's different. He does recognize the same energy. And after they do talk for a bit, you do hear him talking. They do find out that they do, in fact, believe in the same God, and the great old one, if you will. He's even more amazed when he finds out that the great old one has decided to use him as a vessel. And as they keep talking, you pretty much Centurion, as you know, has always been very closed off. He only really shares with a few people, Mercy being one of them. But for some reason, it almost looks like he's willingly giving a lot of this information. A lot of the information that it took you guys several weeks, if not months, to get out of him. And so, or several days, if not weeks, to get out of him. The one thing you might more than likely take account or notice is that before he leaves, he asks, "What's your name?" And he says, "Centurion." He said, "Okay, but what's your real name?"
real
he say it?
name? Frederick.
Oh, did you not pick fake names?
Hank.
He gives him a
Joe.
shocked look, essentially. And all you hear Centurion say is, "It's been so long I've almost forgotten." But there was another name.
That's rough.
And that's all he says.
I'm gonna roll for something real quick. Yeah, no, okay, he doesn't. Would Sid be wrapping up I assume the the identify, that's the name of the thing. I remember. Would he be wrapping that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, Centurion, do you actually say your real name out loud?
Yeah, after a while, after some silence, because there was a silence, he does say his name.
Perfect. If I can have Mercedes and Sidian roll me a history check.
Who?
Ooh. Ooh, how intriguing. Okay.
29.
Perfect.
And let's see. What is my history bonus? Oh, that's a +7. That's a dirty 20.
Perfect.
Almost got a 30.
This is not the first time both of you guys have heard this name.
Ooh.
You guys have
His name
heard...
is
What's the name?
Inuk.
Anuk.
Inuk? Can you spell that?
INUK.
INUK.
Okay, for a second I thought you said your name was
Google Translate.
Nuke, like nuclear.
I thought it was spelled like
Nuke.
in nuke. I thought it was spelled like in nuke. For a second. Like even with like the hyphen.
No.
But no, yeah, that makes more sense to be spelled that way.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Sky?
But Mercedes and Sidian, you guys will recall that you've actually heard this name before. It is what Mel first called Centurion when they first arrived at Sutton Outpost months ago.
Ah,
Oh.
interesting. Has she been referring to him as
Right.
Centurion since then?
No.
You get to call him Inuk.
Interesting.
Special code name.
Actually, you
Wait,
can go
what
back and
is
listen.
Mel?
She's always called him Mel.
She's probably a chaos god.
Wait. Yeah, that's kind of
I'm
what I'm
sorry,
thinking.
what?
If she's an otherworldly being.
I mean, I don't know that for certain. Probably not. But I jokingly said she's probably a chaos god.
Maybe.
Okay.
For all we know.
It's Saloon, you just don't know it.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
I mean, you did bring back
do we
2
know
kids with you. Maybe you're both your gods.
I mean, do we know the etymology of Inuk, like the region, or what this means? Or just that we remember him being called that when he arrived?
Well,
Sid maybe recognized.
actually, I don't know, because I know where his name is from, but I don't know if you would know.
Would we know? 20 and 29.
Would you guys know? Funny enough, I think the only person that would know is not here.
Yeah, that tracks.
That is Marlin.
She's probably from.
Dun.
Oh, Marlin?
Not Marlin. Merzus.
Oh, Merzus. I thought you were referring to Kroll.
Merzus.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
well, he's secretive anyway.
He's
I wonder where
working on
secret
opening up.
people are from.
You guys, he asked you not to pry and you respected him and he loves you all for that.
Now, when we pry in the future, he'll have no choice but to. No, I'm kidding. I don't think that's how that's going to work.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
so
Take note of that. Sid's gonna go up to the bar and
the
get
name
some.
Anouk has been shared. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just thinking out loud.
Sid's gonna. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
He's just gonna. You know what? He's actually just gonna buy a bottle, if they have, of white wine.
Now, was this name shared with everyone? Nuke.
Yeah, he shared it out loud.
All right. Merlin is going to cheer for no reason at all and say, "Well, your nickname's Duke now, so get used to that."
Duke.
Like, if ever there was a deadpan face emoji back then, it would be exactly what he's doing at him right now.
Love
That
it.
And to
wasn't for
that, he
you.
gives a cheers. Deadpan face Duke.
How drunk are you?
He's been pounding this back, and just giving the occasional side eye to the barmaid, but that's about it.
I'm actually gonna say that Onyx probably bought it or got it while Sid was casting the identify preemptively. Sid is going to pour like a healthy glass, like that one clip of like the 2 shots of vodka, but then just pours in like a whole bunch. He's gonna do that basically.
I love that meme.
It's a good meme.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Sidian, as soon as you take a drink, I am going to need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, cool. It's probably gonna be like hard ale or something.
Well, I mean, wine is way, way stronger than beer, right?
Vinegar?
Yeah, no, people don't realize that unless they're real, they drink a lot of it. But that can
Yeah,
only
yeah.
50 glasses.
Higher alcohol content.
Can I also ask a follow-up question for the wines?
Sure.
Because you said it was in the bottle. Was it brewed here?
I don't know if we know. Probably gonna have to ask. I feel like it might have been funnier if I rolled the opposite of this, but I rolled a natural 20 plus 6.
Perfect. You are fine. However, you know what you're drinking is definitely not wine.
I think what happens is Sid just takes a healthy
Damned.
gulp, almost not gags a little bit, stops, holds it up in front of him to kind of look over it, to like he's analyzing it, then just shrugs and just keeps on drinking. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, especially when you asked for wine, this barmaid looked a little confused before pulling something out that looked like it might have been wine. But as soon as you tasted it, definitely was not.
Is it ale or mead?
From what you can tell, it's definitely a type of ale.
Okay. Interesting. Does it taste good?
It does.
Nice, nice.
It's a little sour, but it
You know what? That kind of
leaves
tracks.
a lingering sweetness on your tongue.
Oh, it's got that nice little bitter and then the sweet at the end.
Got some bitters in it. Nice. Bitter notes. Cool. You will keep on drinking unimpeded.
Oh, Merlin will actually remember it this time. So he's got a question for Sid whenever he can get his attention.
Yeah, he's in a relaxing, communicative mode. He's not closed off, working on something, so that would be a good time.
Then Marlin is the one who's going to be approaching you, and just double checking, is how it's on the map how everyone's seated? Because I don't know how I got that far on the side of the table.
Do you guys see stuff? Because I only see a black void.
As I see it, I have Merlin at the bottom with it looks like he's just chilling with Centurion, and then
Yes. I think so.
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Hold.
Yep.
I think I know. For some reason, Sidian, it doesn't like to give your tokens vision.
Interesting.
Do you see now?
You
I
are
see now,
technically
yes.
blinded.
I can see. I can fight.
Anyone else not seeing anything? Is everyone able to see okay? Everyone see
I
good?
can see all right.
Looks
I
good
still
to
have
me.
astigmatism.
Yeah, I'm good now. So
So I'm not gonna lie, I did just kind of throw you guys against this bar at random. The only two people that are for sure sitting where they're sitting are the two dwarves. How you guys want to arrange yourselves around this bar, that's all up to you.
I think Sid was probably like at one of the tables at first, and then he moved towards the bar. And Onyx has gotten closer than that. He was outside for a while, but I think he's probably just kind of standing awkwardly, like around there.
I don't know if Arthur's moved, but imagine he and Mercy doing this together.
What was that?
I don't know how if Arthur has moved around, but I imagine he and Mercy were sitting next to each other, and
I think Arthur, Mercy, and Sid were sitting close together, and then I think
Arthur started
left.
moving around while talking to people.
Yeah. So I think that this is about right.
Yeah, so no, Arthur was with Mercedes and then went over to sit on Borodal's lap and flirt with Borodal.
Yeah,
The
that's
other
right.
tall drink of blood.
Now, if you're mentioning blood, that definitely gets, Merlin's attention. Otherwise,
Tall, goth,
Like
and
blood?
handsome.
Virgin? Mercy? What?
Somebody say blood? Blood? Blood?
Mike?
he's waiting for someone to call him bloodsucker because that usually means someone around here knows him.
Arthur will call him bloodfucker.
I mean, he will respond to that, but that's not here nor there.
Oh god. But yeah, so that is where you guys are around now.
Okay, Sid, Merlin is going over to talk to you for a quick second.
Yeah, he will perk up, and actually, Sid probably is back over with Mercy and Onyx at this point. But yeah, no, he is receptive.
Yeah, ignoring Onyx and Mercy completely, just almost like he's trying to stay at an angle where he can only see you and not catch them in the periphery. You're shit. I talked with you about this. You do magic, right?
Yep, I do magic as well as other
Great.
things, but yeah.
You got that one spell that lets you know if you're messing with something you shouldn't be. That tells you what you're messing with.
Yeah, identifies what you're checking on. Are you interested in this? And he kind of holds up a thumb-sized piece. This stuff?
No, I found some stuff that it's helping me out. I never really got it looked at, and friends usually tells me it's get it looked at on occasion, just in case it's something else, or if you don't know everything it can do, because sometimes that happens.
Yeah, I can give that a look over in a bit.
Yeah, long story short, give some things some look over, just so I know what it is, and we do. Whenever you get that time.
Normally there's charges for stuff like this, but given the situation, it's free of charge for the moment. Seems spirits need lifting, and he kind of holds up the bottle when he says spirits.
I mean, and he takes a drink, and I have to roll to see if he's able to say this right.
That was the worst pun ever of all time.
right?
Yeah, no, you can hear him. It looks like he tried to mumble something to himself, but he said it like just under his current speaking volume, so it's very much audible. I mean, I got this shit off a dead guy, so I got to make sure it's not. I mean, it didn't help him, but
Yeah, with that, Sid doesn't necessarily hide his reaction, but he doesn't like have an over-the-top reaction. Doesn't really mention anything. I don't know. Did Mercy hear that?
When you get a chance, yeah, no, he like saying it very clearly in front of all of you, but he's only focusing on you, so they could probably hear him clearly.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He got this stuff off a dead guy, apparently.
Oh. Like record scratch.
Now, and this just because I just needed some new boots because my old ones were fucked. This belt was just the shiniest looking thing in there, and he just pulls back, and you see like behind him the one weapon you've never seen him draw, and he always seems to go for his axes or his fists. There's a wrapped, looks like a hilt, and it's actually a really looks like it's seen some age, but like it's still very ornate and really well like engraved with filigree short sword.
Okay.
That it just keeps wrapped and kind of almost like tied together as to not be used.
Oh, sorry. If you're going to say something.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sid, as you're kind of pulling this stuff out, Sid will say, you could leave it on that table and I'll take a look at that in a bit. Is there anything you've noticed about them in particular that I should know about?
He just looks at his boots. It's like, I'm not going to take these off while I'm still wearing them. I tried the barefoot thing once. I broke a lot of shit.
Fair enough, I suppose. At least you shouldn't have to worry about stubbing your toe or anything inside.
I mean, I broke most of the things I hit, but it still hurt.
Oh, you broke the stuff, not your stuff got broken.
I mean, for the most part, I haven't really hit my head. Nothing too fancy. But yeah.
So the shoes, do you want me to do that like after you take them off tonight, or are you just like don't mind?
No, just whenever you got the time, I can just pop them off, and you can do your thing.
For a bit, yeah. In a little bit here, I think we might. Don't really know what the plan is at this point. I assume stay the night, but whether or not we're gonna make this a party, or whether we're just gonna take our rest while we can. Sure.
I mean, let me know what you guys decide. If it's a party, I'm always down for the most part. And then he just raises his glass before going back to the bar.
Yeah. Was there anything else? Did he want to ask about, or was that Bordal that was asking about the? Oh
no, Bordal was the one asking that, and then he's just, unless there's something else you needed from me, I'm heading back to the bar to finish my drink and see if I can, get some company for the night for later.
Well, I think you've got somebody. I think that was Bordal. That was.
No, yeah, Bordal was the one who got hit on. Merlin was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but he did leave the wrapped bundle, the short sword, he said on the table, right?
Yeah, Sid recommended just leave it on the table. I'll keep an eye on it, and you can keep an eye on it, and that way.
I'll put it this way.
There.
I trust you more than anyone else here. I'm not saying how much I trust you, but you're the one who's got the most.
I'm not planning on, let me put it this way as well. I'm not planning on taking it out of here until reporting back to you on like what's going on, and then we can talk about like whether you want to keep it or not. And there's a whole bunch of eyewitnesses in here if something happens. So,
I mean that's fair. It's not like
to differing degrees of consciousness, and he points to the unconscious dwarf.
That's fair. We're probably going to be here a bit, and if not, I'll just strap some things back on. And he does put down like a small little cylindrical object next to the thing, and then he starts unlatching a weirdly large belt that seems to be wrapped in rags.
Yeah. Sid is. I don't think Sid doesn't know for sure, but like he's probably got guesses on what these things are, and he's like trying to
Things are
make a poker
registered
face.
as magical, but like no one's ever officially identified them. But like you've
Yeah.
seen something eerily similar to this that your sister's currently wearing.
Yeah, and Sid's trying to keep as much of a poker face as he can, just in case. We'll see.
All right, but yeah,
And-
no, his boots are the only thing he's keeping because he's not a go
Yeah.
barefoot kind of guy.
And does he have like anything like he shares about like what these things do? Because I did ask kind of about
Belt was nice, and I needed something to keep my pants up. Currently, there's an honest chance she'll start sagging. Without it, you can very much see like that the shirt and cloak he was wearing is like never really buttoned up, so now he's just open chested right now, and you can very clearly see. What's your guys' perception?
Sid's
Uh,
passive or
Oh yeah, no. Let's just go for like the whole anyone who's in like that quick little vicinity.
are we rolling then?
You can if you want, or you can just use passive.
Well, Sid's passive is 0.
well,
Sid rolled a natural 1, so Onyx has a 13, so Sid is not very observing.
No, I mean that's literally enough. He's literally like undressing and just taking his belt off right in front of you guys, except for that one. You notice like the normal tattoos, and I think I showed it on like the pic of Merlin, like the tattoos he's got on his chest and stuff.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah. What the would have been Onyx and Mercy would have been the only one to notice if they care to say anything, or what they really do. It's clear like there's a design underneath the tattoos, what looks like scarring.
Onyx just kind of nonchalantly puts a hand up between Mercy's eyes and Merlin's chest.
Out of game. I love that you programmed your robot to like help your sister.
Arthur is starting to flick gold coins at him. He's also
I think
lower.
Mercy will be shielding her own eye, but she'll also be like trying to see what the heck the fuss is all about as far as what exactly he's talking about.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if because you could decide to not look and you wouldn't notice it, but like besides the main like tattoos of the bull's head and a few of the other like intricate like designs, they're there specifically hiding. You can see like scarring that goes around over his chest and his abdomen, and actually goes around to his back as well. But it was only like a quick glimpse before he like essentially put his overcoat and his like the tatters of his original shirt back on.
Are they like big scars or like a lot of long little scars?
If you took the thing to notice, almost all of them
Onyx
are connected in some way. Well, yeah, no, Onyx, no, then he probably would notice. They're all connected in some way. It's hard to tell sometimes, like the tattoo kind of being in the way because it's what draws focus. But it looks intricate, like something. This isn't like the quick gash and slash of like claws or something. This is something drawn, almost. There's a pattern to it.
Interesting. Carved in, not interesting.
It's scarring, but it's not like the typical like some kind of damage.
So again, belt and sword, including sheath, is on the table, and then you're holding on to the boots.
And a cylinder, and the only thing he's not letting go yet, he says he will deliver his boots later.
Right. Okay.
These are useful for so many things. I have no idea if I even know everything yet. Yeah, he will also like be picking up all those gold coins and then just sliding them over to the bar for like a tip and or refill.
The barman will go ahead and refill your guys' drinks, seeing the gold's passed over.
Nice.
but there is a small look of worry on her face. I'd offer
Is
y'all
that-
something to eat, but food supply's running a bit low.
Hmm.
I want to ask if it's not too much of a hassle. We need supplies. We need food.
Now, do you need it brought here, or do you want to go somewhere where it's got it?
Yeah, I'd recommend going to
I
Sutton.
can't leave.
Right, not physically. Detect magic. Is there an aura about this place, like the building itself or something, keeping her from leaving, or like maybe around her, or anything I could detect with that?
So there's not an aura, but when you do cast detect magic, you do sense this almost cloud-like effect that's kind of filling up this bar, and it's almost concentrated on her. It's very faint, and you almost aren't even able to make it out even with your detect magic. But you could very briefly get the feeling that this is some sort of divination magic.
But it's like a mist in here,
Yes.
and it's centered on her.
Yes.
Okay. If I look at a window, would I be able to see, is this fog extending outside of the building, or is it
No.
just... Okay. If I could for a minute, or more like 11 minutes, but I want to check on something magically to see if I could figure out perhaps exactly what's happening with you. Could you place your hand on the table for a little bit? After, if you want to go and grab
Ahead.
something. I want to cast hand 1, and I want to cast investigation on her, because you can't do that on people as well. Or, not investigation. Why am I blanking on the spell? Identify. Why am I blanking on that?
Okay. Yeah, so you...
Does she agree?
She does.
Okay.
She looks a little confused at first, but shrugging her shoulders, she lays her hand out, palm up, and waits for you to do your magic.
Do my thing. Sorry.
You don't get anything.
Really? Interesting. Whatever's causing this is masking its presence, but... Can I then... I'm gonna get up from this bar for a minute, and... I'm gonna cast Detect Magic again, and I just kind of want to walk around the place and just kind of look around. Is it pooling in any other spots or around anybody else? Or does it seem to be like pouring from somewhere? Is it out of her that it's pouring?
So as you're walking around this bar, you will realize that the further you step away from the bar itself, it is getting weaker. And
Even
it's
more faint.
almost as if when you approach the door, it completely stops.
And then just so I can see for myself, if you don't mind indulging me for a moment, could you try to leave the tavern? Or at least are you like blasted back, or is it physically stopping you from leaving? Or I just want to know the
tried, but
parameters.
someone's going to have to drag me back in.
I'll walk up with her and
All right.
let me know. Are you gonna faint, or are you just...
I normally get maybe 10 steps out before my body just gives.
All right, Magic Man, have it at the ready, I guess.
Keeping Detect Magic up to hopefully see what happens. I don't know if this will work though.
And as she walks out these doors, Your detect magic doesn't detect anything magical happening. But as soon as she steps out, you could see in her body, it's almost as if something is draining the energy from her. And a couple steps out, she starts to slouch forward, her feet start to shuffle before she falls to the ground, first on all fours.
Immediate try to grab her.
Yeah, Sid will also go outside and like help her up. I also want to like check, like, is she she's unconscious, right?
Yes.
Alright, going back inside and just carry her back in.
Can I maybe make a medicine check to see like?
Arthur seen anything like this before?
Nope.
Can I make a medicine check on her to see like?
Go ahead and roll me a
Let's
medicine
see.
check.
I'll give you advantage on that. Mine's not great.
Nice, thank you. Ooh, natural 20.
Yeah, advantage.
Sweet. Pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Sorry, just took a bite of my salad. No, but with
Yeah, you're
that
good.
natural 20, as you are kind of examining her, and is it Marlon or Borodal that's helping as well?
It was Marlon who was helping Bordal, still at the bar, like slowly drinking, seeing, and observing.
Okay, yeah. So as you, Sidian, and you, Marlon, kind of examine her together, and you guys point out things that you guys spot, you guys realize that she's fast asleep.
Interesting.
Her heartbeat is steady, her breathing is steady.
So it's less like something knocked her out and more like pacified her into unconsciousness.
Correct. Something
I mean,
placed her.
well, did you tell us what you saw?
I mean, I'll communicate that, but I didn't see anything magical going on, which is interesting. Both not like visually as well as with the detect magic.
So do you think this is something like, because I heard the story that when you were like just not even facing the sin, but around his area, you started getting affected. Do you think this is something like that?
This is something like that going on here. Before she wakes up, I'll try casting Identify again, but I'm assuming probably nothing.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah,
I would put her back in there. I don't know. There's no like, I guess trying to sit her upright, something. There's no bed or anything, so just upright on some chair, best we can.
Yeah. I'll actually like recommend we lay her on a table or something.
I mean, will she fit on any of these tables? I have no idea. How big is this table compared to her?
Are about 10 feet in diameter. So
yeah, pretty big tables.
Could lay out. She's not 10 feet tall, so she'll have enough room to be able to lay out across one of these tables.
That would be a pretty important feature about her if she was 10 feet tall that we didn't get.
No, not 10 feet tall. She is relatively tall. You're looking at about 6 feet, 6'2", but not 10 feet.
I mean, yeah.
While she's asleep, I'll get her direct height.
I'll go ahead and roll up my coat and just make her a little bit more comfortable.
I can't move either of my characters or the map.
Prop up her head a bit.
All right. Well, there's an unconscious bartender and no one else.
Well, I mean, there's the two dwarves, but I don't.
There's a part of me that wants to fall into old habits, and I'm not going to because they have been more than amicable towards us.
Onyx is actually going to approach the table, and he's going to try casting.
Do you want to know what you mean?
Not the first time I've had to deal with an unconscious bartender and no one to deal with the aftermath that would usually happen in these situations.
Yeah.
If you want the full story, join me for a drink sometime.
This is something about how it's affecting her. So probably until we take down Sloth, we are not going to get anything from her. Or we're not going to be able to probably end
The
this
people
until we
here
take
are
down
likely not going to be able to meet you guys at the outpost until we settle this. Even then, they might not want to.
I'm going to
What
try
an interesting
casting...
take. Literally keeping them
Can I-
locked away to where they can't do anything.
Yeah. Onyx, again, I'm going to try casting protection from evil and good to Onyx. On her, by the way. Not just like on himself.
On himself, because F this is weird.
Fuck this.
Okay.
Anything happen? Or should I read it out?
No, I'm reading it right now. Yeah, so you cast this spell, but it doesn't seem to do much.
Sid kind of says to Onyx, thanks for the idea, but it was worth a try, but yeah. And I think at that point he'll communicate. We probably aren't going to be able to prevent this from happening until... or stop this until we take down Sloth, which luckily we're planning on doing. I think my recommendation is everybody here should probably bunker down in the tavern, and we should bring them... we should use the circle to go back to Sutton, and we should bring back some supplies to make sure that they're able to stay safe, and let them know what's going on so that they can check in on them.
So Arthur just kind of like drinking still, sort of paying attention. But he tries try to telepathically just say, hello.
Oh, to her?
You don't get any response. You get, well, no, you do get a response, but it is, not what you're expecting. It is very much... No, very... It doesn't make any sense. You hear her voice kind of speak back to you, but it's very much, talking about nonsensical things.
Let's see. What have I got in my inventory here? Spell.
You said nonsensical thing?
Yeah, she's talking about, come back here, Mr. Rabbit. We need to finish those mushrooms before the sun explodes.
I wonder if Zone of Truth is going to reveal anything. Whether she'll actually talk back.
I'm going to just gently try to wake her up, because we're going into like heavy magics without trying this.
True.
Oh no, he hasn't even tried any magic. He was just kind of, hello.
No, I mean, Zone of Truth is a leveled spell. Like, let's try this first.
Well, part of this is like we might be able to have a greater effect while she's asleep, but yeah, you're probably right. And again, I don't think we're going to be able to end this until...
I mean, yeah, but like I get we might find some info or something, but before we waste some like heavier spells, I gently try and wake her up.
It doesn't take long before her eyelids do flutter open. And seeing a bunch of people staring down at her, she awakes with a slight start.
Take a step back.
It happened again, didn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
It did indeed.
It was worth a shot, though. Now we at least know what happens.
I mean, she knew what happened. We just wanted to see it ourselves.
Yeah. I'm going to recommend that you and the others stay... Well, you're going to have to stay in here, but... whatever's happening to you should end when we take down Sloth, which is hopefully will be happening very shortly. I'm gonna go check in at Sutton, and get them to bring some supplies and check in on you to make sure you're all safe. Actually, before that, was there something that happened in the past week or so? Did you see something, or is it just people stopped showing up?
It was odd. We all had this dream about 2 weeks ago.
About rabbits?
No. It was a man fighting a giant snake.
The Sid just kind of goes wide-eyed and looks over towards Mercy.
Mercy instantly leans in and takes this girl's hand. A man fighting a snake. Tell me everything.
Well, it was after one of our holidays. We tend to celebrate the founding of Ekra the day the serpent was vanquished. There's this folklore that the soldier that killed the snake retreated into these mountains where he was finally laid to rest. That's all rumors, obviously. No one's ever found any body or tomb or anything to say otherwise, but as a almost holiday, we celebrate the day the snake was vanquished. I thought it was just because of the festivities going on around that time that I had that dream. But others had it. And then things started to get a lot worse.
After that dream, that's when, kind of gesturing towards the door, that's when this started?
Yes. That's when I wasn't able to leave.
And other people stopped showing up.
Yes. We've had incidents previously of people missing, people not wanting to work. But we realized it was the elderly, those of feeble mind, at the beginning. And it was fine because we could watch them and make sure they were okay. But after that dream,
All
everything
hell
changed.
broke loose. Well, that proves it then.
I had the same dream.
Just to check, out of curiosity, the knowledge that you sent about the sins in the sins channel, is that knowledge that we would know, or is that knowledge out of game? Okay.
That is knowledge that you would know. That is what the captain has briefed you on in regards to the sins.
Sloth is not strong. Sloth is unlike many of the other sins, and he does not directly take a physical form. He influences people. And he, at least with what the captain, it's Angus, right? Captain Angus? It's been a while. Along with what he told us, Sloth seems to have taken on the form of this hero in some way. So this is Sloth's doing. That confirms it. Directly. Not that I was all that skeptical of that, but that's neither here nor there right now.
You always Sid will feel once again an invisible hand just over his mouth, and he'll just say, "Shh, they're having a moment."
Can I try and like subtly try to bite that hand? Like if
He'll be
it's holding
biting
my mouth
nothing.
shut.
You can.
I know it probably won't work, but he's just gonna like take a like bite in front of him, which is probably gonna weird out anybody that doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, but in your head, you'll hear, "My safe word is applesauce."
He again turns, squints, and glares at Arthur.
Anyways, he's just trying to, because he's trying to hear what's going on between these two.
Oh yeah.
Dream-wise.
Oh, was there more? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off.
I was I was having Mercy just trying to put all the pieces together. I mean, apparently she had seen what they had seen. Okay. I mean, so it's basically confirming her vision.
I mean, you think yours was given as a warning, theirs was just what happened.
Mercedes, roll me a. Let's go wisdom check.
Well, there's correlation. Did
Wisdom.
these people having the dream cause you to dream? Did you dream this dream that you had cause them to dream? Or was it just you somewhere?
Who
However,
dreamed the dream first?
12.
Mercedes, with your 12, there is something that stands out to you. The way this barmaid is describing this dream, you kind of latch onto the phrase of she saw the man fighting a giant snake. In your dream, you didn't see the man. You were the man fighting the giant snake.
Right.
She is a strong, independent woman who don't need. Oh wait, no, never mind.
I don't think that's what she said. Nope.
Nope, because I've got his sword. I'm taking his place. Wait, are we going to actually fight a serpent? Wait, are we gonna fight a giant snake? Is that gonna be the sub
We
boss?
already did that.
we already did that. I don't think it's the same snake, but Crystal.
What?
No, just apropos of nothing, Crystal.
My salad is very delicious.
I'm also eating a salad.
Occupying my mouth right now.
Phrasing. Boom.
Then I guess Mercedes will share that detail with her and the group that it was that she did not see a man and that she was the man fighting.
Arthur says, "A gorgeous man."
You didn't see a dream. All right, telepathy. Yeah, why am I blanking on the word telepathy? It's not that hard. Telepathy.
He looks over to Sadie and like, "Don't flatter yourself."
Epilepsy.
I'm trying to spill schizophrenia.
Oh God.
Schizophilia.
Close enough.
Mesothelioma.
If you suffer from mesothelioma,
God.
contact your
Anyways.
doctor immediately.
Yes, Mercedes, when you say that you were fighting the snake, you saw it from first person, you were the man fighting this giant snake. There is a look of resolve on this barmaid's face before she solemnly nods her head. It must be a sign that you are the chosen one. You are the chosen warrior.
People like to call her that.
Oh,
Sorry.
I suppose and she glances about, obviously considering who she is, what she's doing here, and unsheathes the sword at her side. I suppose, but I can't help but wondering if Sloth, if he is the warrior, if he is bringing us here because he wants his sword back for some reason.
That's what Ango seems. Well, the warrior. That's what Ango seems to think. That is
It's certainly bizarre.
concerning theory.
This is all news to me, but I guess that's a good sign.
Did we not mention that she's, and with air quotes, Sid says, chosen one?
And you'll hear in the back, like from Arthur in an angelic voice. Oh!
Shut it. If I had web shooters, I would web your mouth shut. But I don't. Yet. Yet. It's on a list.
All I got from that is you like milking. Continue, Mercy.
What?
What?
He said web shooters.
What?
He has to get the web somehow.
Magic!
Oh. Oh gosh.
That was a jump. Oh my god.
That. Oh. Let's move on.
And yeah, so Mercy's just being all pensive and contemplative, and Joan of Arc posing for a portrait over here, as she just holds the sword close to her chest. And Sidian, this would be a very familiar pose, I guess, that she's taking, as this would have been how she was holding the sword when she ran to tell everybody about her vision, her first vision of Saloon in the first place. But after a moment, she will say, and it is clear that we need to move on soon. Defeat Sloth. If you cannot leave, then you cannot get food. And if you cannot get food, those who do remain will starve. This needs to end soon. How much daylight do we have left?
That's a good question.
Maybe 3-4 hours left of daylight.
We should rest in town while we have a chance,
not to get too far.
It wouldn't take me that long to try and find something edible for these people to eat in the surrounding forest.
We do have the teleportation circle while we're here.
You can use that if you want. I don't know how much food you have to spare wherever that's going to take you.
How much food do you have? How many rations?
We may have enough for 2 days.
2 days. For all of you? Or just...
For all 4 of us left, yes. And there is a very solemn tone in her voice as she says
And we
that.
should go out and get something for you.
And set an
Get
outpost.
something
I think
for you, and then we'll head out in the morning.
we can arrange for them to bring, let's say, 5 days worth of supplies. Gives you a solid week. And give somebody orders to bring you, or check in with you every other day or something like that.
That would be much appreciated. I just... Please let them know that whoever does come to check on us may also fall under whatever effect is going on here.
It's a danger. We can make sure that whoever does it has the resolve to resist. I think that is one of the factors that is important in dealing with any of the sins, is having that resolve. And you have been strong to resist it thus far. But yes, anybody that comes through here will need to be able to deal with it.
A question for Sky here, out of game. If we were to leave and come back in, would we have to roll Constitution once again?
Perhaps.
We gotta figure it out to find out.
Well, fuck.
Give it a try.
Perchance, if I feel like it.
Our God is capricious.
It might depend on how
cruel.
long we've been. It might depend on how long we've been gone.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you guys would know until you guys try it. So I am not.
We haven't had the
saying anything.
opportunity to test it yet. Speaking of which,
did Arthur ever have to roll a Constitution? He just burst
Who?
out of the ground. Does he feel any of these effects?
No.
that's a good question.
Let me because I need to go get laundry, but give me 1 second. I want to roll something. I'm gonna roll, see if he tells the group this.
That's a good
All right.
question.
So you guys want to?
All
So
right.
half you want to go to the magic circle. I'm likely going to take
Yeah,
Lord
not
all out
everybody
for hunting.
has to go. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
not
If
everybody
goes
should go,
hunting-
because I have no. If one of us, if we don't make it, we need somebody to be able to handle it.
Arthur kind
Yeah.
of like raises his hand and he's just like, "What effects are you guys talking about? Like besides hers, I saw her, but you guys seem fine."
Oh no, I'm really tired on the inside. I'm just really good at. Or I've gotten good at hiding, dealing with it.
And he'll just be there like, I don't feel anything.
That is
Like
interesting.
is that
They may
a
have
bad
to
thing?
do something with your coming from another plane, but there's no way to know for sure. At least not without a lot more research that we don't have time for. Unless you want to run a bunch of tests.
No,
It's gonna be a no.
no, it's fine.
Maybe later.
Maybe never.
We'll see.
Okay, so we have Marlin and Vordal going hunting.
I'll offer Onyx. He could probably help out with
Are you
collecting
sure?
food.
Last time did not go well.
Sid doesn't know that.
Well, Arthur was gonna
Yeah,
say, I
don't
can
leave
use your
him alone
teleportation
with
thingy.
Merlin.
Somebody shows him how to do it. Again, Sid doesn't know about that. And he's not going to be alone.
Arthur would say, I can use your teleportation thingy to bring food.
I was thinking
What?
that I could search any surrounding homes for what may remain. I mean,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Sidian?
Mercy's going to go foraging. Sid, I think, is going to go back. Is anybody going with Sid? Is Arthur going with Sid? Okay. Probably good to introduce him.
Or
Oh,
Sid's
this is
going
gonna be
to.
great.
What could
Sid is
possibly go
going
wrong?
to back to the city, right?
Back to Sutton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is Centurion?
Centurion will go back too, but probably because he's going to be the pack mule.
Fair.
Fair. Maybe things will have improved by then. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe something will go right. So Sid, Centurion, and Arthur are going back. Onyx, Marlin, and was it somebody else is going to go hunting?
Onyx, Marlin, and Borodal.
Borodal, that's right. And then Mercy's going to forage in the city.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. You're really gambling just sending him out there.
Sid and Onyx both don't know that. You still have resentment. That would not be something he's aware of.
I'm pretty sure he told you how pissed off he was at your sister, and somewhere in there, Onyx was also mentioned. I'm pretty sure I can find the recording. Give me half a chance, and I will scrap that thing. Was his exact words.
Sid's gonna check in with him. Were you joking about that before, or why? He's just doing what he knows to do. Or don't do that. I'm just telling you that will not go well. He probably is, if you try to destroy him, he's gonna destroy you back. So just don't fight. Just take your anger out on the deer.
He destroyed me when I was neither fighting back nor trying. But if you really want to see what would happen, please send him my way.
We talked about this. Okay.
What happened?
We talked about this.
We didn't. No, we didn't. I told you exactly what happened and why and what would happen the next time.
I told you what happened with him, why he did what he did. So, sorry, you're gonna step in.
That doesn't do anything. That doesn't mean
step in here, gentlemen. If I could offer a solution, maybe it would be best for Onyx to come with me, Sidian. He can help me forage and carry things. Hopefully I will find something in the city for him to carry. And Marlin, you can go on hunting without him and without me around you. So I think this would be a better solution.
I suppose, but you're gonna have to learn to get along with him if you're gonna continue on with us.
I get along with him just fine
Perhaps.
in groups and with witnesses.
Sid glares at him. Yeah, but as soon as nobody's... it's not like we're not going to know. We gave you a warning last time. You know that,
And I gave you mine back.
Oh.
I thought we were beyond this. Guess I thought wrong.
When did we ever bury that hatchet?
Sidian, Marlin, please.
I turned you into a beetle. I can do it again.
Please, Sidian, don't.
Please recall when you told me into a beetle. What was the situation then compared to now?
Oh, gosh.
We got two people basically in a big measuring contest that neither one of them want to back down.
Mm-mm.
What was the last thing you said? It was, what was the situation then?
I love it. It's great.
And
what was the situation then to now? I was beaten, bloody, and on the brink of death with your sister offering to finish me off. And not in a fun way.
Centurion, having not said anything in fucking forever, which is uncharacteristic of him, in a very large, booming voice says, "Enough. Everyone splits off, everyone works together," and he looks at Sid and says, "You stop worrying about your robot. If you have to, you can make another one, and we all heard your warning. Enough."
He gives a gentle bow to Centurion, No problem.
Onyx will go with Mercy, but if you destroy him, there will be consequences.
I've told you before, if I destroy him, it's going to be for a reason.
The reason is not being left alone with him for 5 minutes.
Arthur kind of looks over at Mercy and is just like, your brother really just doesn't know when to stop, right?
Mercedes will just shake her head. She's been turning her prayer beads in her hand this whole time, just almost as a nervous habit. And she'll kind of look contemptuously at both her brother and Marlon for neither of them dropping it, and she'll just say, "Come on, Onyx," and pull him by his mechanical hand. Just start going.
Before she pulls him away, Sid is going to kind of grab him by the shoulder and says, just kind of quickly whispers to him before she pulls him away, "If he tries anything, don't hold back." In a hushed tone, not loud enough probably for anybody to hear, but Onyx will nod back to Sidian. But yeah. With that, do Marlon and Bordell leave as well at this point?
Yeah, but Marlon is grabbing his stuff first.
Okay. Yeah, stuff on the table, that makes sense. We'll get to that later.
You'll just
Side note,
have
Sid is
Centurion
thinking.
No, you'll just have Centurion grab very much angrily Sid's shoulder and pull him away. He didn't hear anything, but he's just like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah. Sid is thinking to himself that the price may have changed from free to we'll see on the.
You assume he's still going to ask.
That's also fair.
Wonderful.
Yeah, his opinion of Marlon, because he thought that he had buried the hatchet, and I think he had forgotten about the.
No, he's very clearly said you and me have done literally nothing, either good or bad, but anything to do with these two, it's an honest mixed bag, because both of them literally stabbed me in the back.
Yeah, and Sid's response to that, if this was a conversation, is, "Well, you stabbed her in the neck twice."
Yeah, and she grabbed me first.
Did she? Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she reached down to touch him to bless him.
Touch, yes. Grab, no.
Yeah, touch, grab. The point is, she walked in on him when he was essentially asleep, and that was interpreted so wrong, and unfortunately no one knew that's the worst way to approach him. God, that was just such a bad luck.
Yeah, that was such an innocent thing that has turned into such a not
a hill he is very much and was about to die on.
Honestly, this felt like I was watching Real Housewives of Sutton Outpost.
And honestly,
God, that's a new show.
Honestly, there's to a certain degree in my head, I do think Onyx, Sid is probably justified in standing up, "Hey, don't destroy my property / child figure / thing that I spent a whole bunch of time, money, and effort on."
And he really does get that, but he also feels like I have not gotten my shot back at either of them.
Yeah,
and that bothers him. It does, especially from no one's actually asked his background, and he'd been iffy about it except for one person.
What's his shot gonna be? I'm scared.
Okay, this for a fact. His shot at you is less physical and more of words and actions. With Onyx, he straight up wants to hurt him because Onyx is the one who literally almost bodied him with one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, I'm sorry about that. How that's went.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand because you almost got killed by a 2-year-old. I get it. I get it.
2 week old.
No, yeah, a 2-year-old, but like this
However,
2-year-old.
it also has the same. It's like if I get mad at my car because a car ran into me. Like
Look,
it's an
no,
inanimate
and it's
object.
the same thing. It wouldn't matter if this was like an actual, like a creature that just like a 2-day-old shark is still a baby shark, and that shit can fuck you up if you let it.
Yeah, well, I'm also trying to like maintain like Onyx's slow slide that I hope he goes from like programmed like involuntary response machine to like actually trying to reason. And like if he was further along
And
that journey, like basically any further, he probably would have thought about what was happening before just going on full swinging.
And that's like the one thing we haven't touched on. For Merlin, that none of that is a factor to him. The fact that he's like literally only like he's literally less than like a month old in full activation or out and about.
I think today is literally his 2 weeks.
Yeah, like these literal 2 weeks to him, like no, that's a fully functioning thing, and it's learning. And if I let the fact that he can attack me and not do anything in return go, that's a bad precedent.
Yeah. It's one of the, honestly, it's a very interesting thing because it's not a clear black and white thing. It's very much a morally gray zone.
Oh yeah, no. Everybody got their licks in on this in one point or another.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Arthur thinks this is Monday Night Raw right here. This is great.
Yeah, Arthur's like playing
I'm assuming he's just like that Michael Jackson just eating popcorn at the movies thing.
If he could conjure stuff, more than likely. But his side commentary is like, yes, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about, but stand up for your thing. Don't let him get away with it.
Like, that's right. That's your creation. You protect that.
And then he looks over at him. And
you gonna let him do that to you?
Kick that tin shit's ass. I don't give a fuck. Do it.
For a second there, I thought you were about to say tin kid.
Oh.
Which isn't entirely inaccurate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That was a great dramatic fight.
Yeah.
Wonderful standoff. That was great.
I'm glad neither of us backed down because honestly, that tracks.
And I'm assuming we're just going to keep arguing every time it comes up.
Probably.
But like, I think he has made it like. Nope, sorry,
I'm dead. Well,
I just said I wonder how this is going to end.
No shit. But I'm pretty sure at one point, Centurion and Mercy need to talk. Like, if shit goes down, you get your brother, I'll get this fucker. Like, your brother won't body you. This guy, I mean, we don't know each other, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Sid basically just gave Onyx like full permission, like if something does happen, even if it's not like, even if Mercy is not involved, like or like at threat, he has given him protection to just go full on ham and not incapacitate, but take him down if he tries anything. And if there's other people there, he might be swayed the other way, but we'll see. Granted, that's also assuming that he can take him down, which we'll see.
Again, this is where one part left.
Maybe everyone should just go sleep in their own corners or go in their perspective.
Like everybody, timeout corners. Just take 5.
Yeah.
But and Merlin's also showing like he is waiting for the first punch because that's when he knows when to start. He never goes for the insinuation. He always goes for the retaliation, which is like what you've noticed. That's why I was asking. He doesn't trust Onyx. That's why he doesn't want you to leave him alone.
Which is
because anything that he interprets as a threat, that's what starts it.
It's nice for him to bring it up at least. like give him the warning.
No, that's what he's been saying.
But it is an interesting choice to actively like choose to tell him, but
No, yeah, because like you said,
no
he
resolution.
has no problem with you, and like you're the one apparently taking care of him because like this is my new creation and everything. So he's essentially letting you know, like, hey, the robot's cool and everything. It also fucked my shit up, like, so I will like be going back if it happens again.
Yeah. No.
Anyways,
not getting off with warnings.
I think
we're all out of warning shots. Next ones are buck shells.
I think everyone needs to chill out, and then I think Arthur would look at Mercy, and
Mercy's already
like, what?
Oh, Mercy's already out the door. Like as soon as Sidian let Onyx go, she's been out the door.
Yeah, no, they left.
Okay.
I think he just gets. I'm not gonna talk to myself. So I think he just gets left there with Centurion asking like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'll probably write something later to that effect.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I think.
Alright, so let's break it down with the groups. So we have Marlon and Borodal out hunting.
Split the party.
We have Mercedes and Onyx foraging through the houses. And we have Sidian and Arthur and Centurion going back to Sentinel Post.
Yeah. See, well,
so.
This is his first time
just as
Arthur's first time, yes.
Well, that's true. That's totally true.
Just as Marlon walks outside, Mercedes is going to be waiting there to catch him, and that could be at any point in this order of operations.
Mercedes and Onyx will probably win first. And then probably Marlon and Borodal after Marlon gathers up his stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, so Mercedes will be waiting just outside, telling Onyx to go ahead so that he's not immediately in the area when Marlon walks outside. So,
if I understand the orders correctly, as soon as they like go walk into each other and Marlon takes a step towards him, he's authorized to go lethal.
Well, not. I think that's also a bit of like up to Onyx on like what constitutes like he tries anything. I probably not like literally like bumping into each other. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's interpretation, man.
Yeah, like this is like I think this was Centurion's worry was that I understand this is your child, but this is also an automaton. I don't know how much common sense it has.
Yeah.
But you've already trained it with weapons and magic to like smite.
That's why I told Onyx to go ahead and go leave.
Yeah, Onyx will stand
so that when he comes out, it's not there.
Onyx will go like say like I'm gonna go and basically something along the lines of I will go investigate that building over there, and he'll go into that building over there and start looking.
Good, then he's right where he needs to be.
That is his objective.
So does Marlon walk out?
Eventually, because the first thing was resuit up, and then finally shake the two dwarves out of the thing to get the answer of was the mining thing a good idea? Because that's what Borodal is waiting on. That's like what he's been patiently waiting to see what happened. I have no idea what that conversation would be like. Assuming it's quick, then he'd leave.
It is very quick. If anything, there's almost a complete lack of emotion as Cather looks at the wheelbarrows of metal that you guys brought back. Well, I guess at one point it would have been good, but now it's just meaningless.
Okay, just so you know, there is active magic circle does connect with a post, and before we leave, we can like trade stuff back to get supplies. We've already worked that deal out with the barmaid. We're going to bring stuff back for you guys here. And assuming that we can get rid of the sin, might be able to get you guys back on your feet or help you relocate at least.
But what's the point?
You're not dead. That's the point. You keep going. You start over, and it's going to be hard, I'm not going to lie. Had to do it before myself, starting from scratch or less than. It's a bitch. But you do it, because you can still keep going.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is. And you know what? It's the best kind of middle finger to the current sin fucking with you.
I don't think I want to do that right now.
Uh-oh.
I kind of don't want to do anything right now.
Spaghetti-O.
Oh, god damn it. Do the mind thing. I swear I forgot to shake her out of this. He asked Bordell to essentially link our heads with psychic whispers.
Okay, and you are trying to read her mind?
Trying to read her mind to see if is it the same thing that happened to like her grandfather in her head again, like just.
It is eerily similar with the things that she is repeating in her mind.
Okay, both me and both Merlin and Borda are going to essentially attempt to like flood her mind with our own thoughts of just trying to wake her out of, snap her out of this. I have no idea if it's going to work, probably not. But we're essentially just screaming at her of what she's been through, what she's done, the good she did do when, we found the notes, the diary of everything that he was working towards, and the fact that, hey, grandfather is still alive, and this place isn't dead yet.
It seems almost harder to get through to her than the old man. And it takes a bit longer for your thoughts to kind of overcome her own. But soon you see that she kind of snaps out of being emotionless and instead looks almost terrified.
You back with us?
What? No, it can't happen to me. If it happens to me, what happens to my grandfather and to Ash?
We keep going. We try and snap each other out of it. I don't know if it's going to happen again at the same time, but try keeping an eye on each other. If any of you looks like you're trying to slip in, well, I don't know if you've got anything to link minds, but shake each other awake or just splash some alcohol. Usually wakes me up.
Alcohol. Yeah, that'll probably work. And you see how she actually will walk around to the other side of the bar and start rummaging through until she pulls out this bottle of almost amber clear liquid. And she doesn't even pour herself a glass, she just drinks it straight from the bottle.
Hey, unless you've got like another one of those hidden around, how about Sharon?
She doesn't stop. And soon that bottle is drained. But she does kind of look over, reach underneath the bar, and pulls out a similar one and slams it down.
Much obliged. And I'm just going to make a very quick sip, something small like a tasting. I've still got to go out and do hunting. What am I dealing with? Did I accidentally just take a shot of moonshine?
Think fireball, but stronger.
Just fireball. Sorry.
So dragon's breath.
Yeah. Like it burns going down and
Yeah. This is stuff dwarves love, because that's the only thing that heats them up, right?
yeah.
He looks at this and then just this and just a little bit of, and then immediately catches that one thought he just had, because he's staring very much out the door where everyone just left, and he just immediately punches himself in the face.
Also, side note, Sid takes the rest of the bottle with him.
Yep, that is not a thing I need. And stored. But yeah, no, he stores that bottle. That is now his new favorite sippy drink.
Perfect.
All right. But yeah, no, we've got the metal. Whether you use it now or later, all on you. You know about this metal stuff, right? Because I'm only just remembering, literally just now. And I pull out one of those rods that I found. The blue. They were blue?
Blue. Mm-hmm. Well, all the metal you have is blue. I think when you pull out the rod, you're able to determine that what you have is actually, I forget the word of it, tempered metal of what you've already made.
So it's already been worked.
Yes.
Like from the raw ore to like the worked steel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this stuff's like the ready to be worked with stuff.
You found my box.
I found a box, but was it invisible? Because I actually was hoping to see if I can teach me how to do that.
Supposed to be. How did you find this?
We were looking around the cave, and I was making my way towards your screaming. And I saw this really weird indent in the ground, and I went to check it out. And I was making sure it wasn't something that was going to attack me, so I punched it. And it turns out it was your box.
You punched my box?
Well, first I made sure it was a box, and it wasn't going to try and hurt me. And then, yeah, busted the baby open. No longer invisible, but useful. As you saw during the fight, or I don't know if you saw it completely, but my friend, who is currently just chilling back at the cave, might have gotten out now. He's a very slow digger. He was very happy with his new makeshift home.
You used it to house an animal.
A honey badger. Mean boy.
Well, I guess that's one way to use it again. Yes, this was my box. This is what we have left of the already worked steel that we were going to use to make additional weapons. We were going to give that to Ash.
Sorry, my memory's not great. Which Ash?
The blacksmith. Little guy, blue hair.
Damn, I could have sworn he was called something else. Must have been in my head. All right, but that's fine. So he can make stuff out of this. Anything specific he was going to make with this, or just anything?
Well, we're still discovering all of its uses, but we found that it can make really sharp weapons, like sharper than normal steel.
Do you use it to make already existing weapons sharper by like giving it an extra coating, or do you make a fresh new weapon out of it?
We've only made new weapons out of it. We haven't tried covering other weapons with it, though that might be something that we can possibly do.
I would definitely see if you could, like, because I've got this nice axe, and actually this, and he shows off his little short sword. Is that a project I could, like, get him to sign off on, try some of this?
Talk to Ash. He'll be the one that would be able to do that if he can. He's annoying,
all right, you guys.
But talented.
Yeah, I like him. All right, you guys It's 3 of you, so at least 2 of you can keep an eye on the other one if anyone starts getting gloomy. And with any luck, these guys are to be believed. You should be. Here's hoping we can face off against Lust and see if we can get them to knock this off.
Yeah, hopefully.
And next time we're in town and we win, we can have a nice drink about it.
Yeah. This sucks.
Oh, most definitely. This place is just so empty. We are going to fix that next time.
That's the trick.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you 3 keep each other, and he just points to Bartender. See you tonight. Let's go see if we can hunt something.
Okay. And so
Okay.
Boral and Marlin walk out the door. Where they
All
run
right.
into Mercedes.
And you guys walk. Yep.
Okay. Do we see her walking? Or do we see her blocking the door? She's standing to the side, like waiting.
No, she is standing by the side, clearly waiting, arms crossed. And as soon as she sees you, Marlin, she reaches out a hand to like sort of stop you and beckon you, but she's very careful to not touch you. And
all right, moment of truth. Let's see what happens.
One hand goes to her neck to cover it. Marlin, before you go, might I have a quick word?
All right.
Please.
Let's say we keep it. And just extends his out to the side. Yeah, let's keep it around that circle.
All right. Marlin, I want to tell you that I'm sorry that this all happened. I am. And if I had realized that just by touching you that this all would have happened, I wouldn't have. I should have just done it while you were awake, but I don't know. I've been used to, over the years, my blessings not being well received, whether they've been scoffed at or seen as just some ridiculous chant, or it can be degrading for it to not be received, but I want to give it nonetheless. Anyways, I'm sorry that just a purely innocent touch ended up this way.
That's more
and
my
I'm sorry
problem.
for how I reacted.
I was gonna eventually ask why that went the way it did. I know. Well, what you told me about the blessing, it was more the aftermath that had me a bit curious. But I'll put in my 2 cents on this. Well, on my side of the fence, for most things, I heard this figure of speech used once. I don't fucking do fences. No one gives you an innocent touch. That's a distraction for either stealing or about to knife you, or they're distracting you from something. So I don't tend to go for those very well unless I really do know them. And I don't know you. Now, we can fix that. That'll take some time. Definitely going to take some work. But for the most... No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, just let's keep it at this distance for now. Just to make your brother's, pet, son, project happy?
His creation. I am also sorry for that and how my brother has been behaving, and he's obstinate, but it really is just out of a place of love and concern for me. So I'm.
No, I I'll be honest, no problem with
I
him.
apologize for that, and I apologize that it went so far.
I really don't need the apology. Just no, I don't even need to say anything. He doesn't need to apologize for him. If he was sorry, he would have said it himself, but he's not, and that's fine. He had his reasons for doing what he did, like I had mine. They're not always going to agree. And they happen, and we gotta hope it's not going to go anywhere bad, but if it does, well, that's what happens.
Well, I hope we can work to prevent that on all fronts.
I do too, but like yourself, and he sees you reaching for your neck, and he does do the same thing with, you see him like lower, essentially where he's still having like a fresh scar.
Mm-hmm.
Takes time for things to go away.
Very true.
Do you remember what I told? No, probably do. Told you I wasn't your friend, but I wasn't your enemy. I was the enemy of your enemy. Wasn't really as clear as I should have been. Tell me, what do you know about the difference between devils and demons?
Well, I suppose would that be a history check
History or religion?
or a religion check? Okay.
Dealer's choice.
All right. History and religion both same. So that's a 14.
So, Mercedes, you know that in what you consider hell, you have the demons who were originally part of hell, and the devils who were kind of created after, and they are constantly at war with each other.
Milor. Cool.
But they each try to use whatever means necessary to get the upper hand on the other one. Whether that's trying to trick other people to fight on their side, or use roundabout ways to undermine the enemy. It's you will never see a devil and a demon working together.
Oh.
And what are all the sins and what we're fighting?
Devils. Okay,
And
so he's a demon, they're devils.
A lot of people get them mixed up or just haul them into the same corner, but there are a few key differences. I'll give you one of mine.
Okay.
I won't lie to you. I'll avoid the question or refuse to answer, but if I give you an answer, it's going to be the truth.
Tyler, are you there?
Hello?
Hey, there you are. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Okay. What was the last thing you heard? Sorry, I don't know if I was cut off.
I won't lie to you, but I'll give you.
Yeah. If you ask me a question, I'll either divert it or refuse to answer. But if I give you an answer, it's going to be the truth. So, I'll give you 3. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to answer, but I'll try. Call it my good faith.
3 questions?
3 questions right here and now before I leave and try and get some food for these people.
right. Let's see. Should I be worried about your thirst for my blood or anyone else's here?
Not
Particularly.
unless I'm stupid about it. If you're asking how it works, I do need some from time to time. It's easier if I can get someone to willingly give me just a bit. Helps keep the hunger down. But if I starve myself like an idiot, I will eventually rip someone's throat out. You
Is
can't
it fun?
give a man no water for weeks, then present him with some and expect him not to be a bit rough about it.
I see. And when I woke you that evening, had you starved yourself at all?
I've been traveling alone for a while before I got to Sutton. I was trying to see if I could find a way to convince either one of you or just find a poor schmuck who was on the wrong side of our fight to get some off of. You are just the unfortunate. Also, it didn't help. Not the way to wake me up. Loud sounds. Throw a fucking rock at me if you have to. Just don't come at me with your hands.
Okay, understood.
Why?
Then next question. What will it take for you to not hurt Sidian or his creation, Onyx?
Them not giving me a reason. I won't go out of my way to hurt your brother and his invention, but that only applies if they're not getting, physical with me. I don't mind roughhousing. I don't mind if we get into an argument. It's what happens when you're traveling with people. You're not going to always agree. Second blood is drawn. That's another story, and that's another set of rules.
I see. All right. Then, last question. How are you?
Be more specific with that one, just to help me out.
Are you all right? That can be in any sense of the word.
In almost every
her hand
sense.
will drop from her neck, and this time we'll go to her holy symbol as a genuine question. No caveats.
You've given me a lot of openings, so I'm not even sure which one you'd want. In general, no. Right now in life, that's also some no's. I try to be all right just getting by, so we'll go with that one for now. If all things work out, I'm going to spend a lovely evening with our red-headed barmaid. I have no idea. She just literally woke up from getting knocked out, so we'll see how she's feeling. But for the most part, no. You saw what I turned into. That wasn't always the way it was. I lost almost everybody I know during a really bad fuck-up of mine, and I'm trying to get the only one I have left back, and that shit's hard. But, I'm still alive, so I'm keeping it going.
See. Well, I doubt I'll be the first person you come to about your problems, but I try to be an ear and a shoulder. So, if you do need those, you can ask.
Advice for that, then. It's well and good for most, but like I said, you gotta make sure that people trust you enough to do what you ask of them, especially with something like this. And I'm guessing for the most part it works, because usually someone And he just gestures like this holy symbol in the getup. For the most part, people tend to trust that. I'm just not one of them. I usually somebody I know, and I want the advice of. I still don't know you, and I have no idea what advice you'd give me, so I don't even know if I'd want it, or if I think it'd be any good. I hope it is, because hey, person close by to help out with some shit I'm dealing with would be great. But time, and let's see if we not kill each other.
Then we'll start with that. And I'll let you go. And I'll be on my way. Glad I was able to at least clear a couple things up then. Best of luck.
Sure thing. And he doesn't turn his back, he just walks backwards.
Mm. Yeah, and she'll kind of sidestep onward to the buildings. And there's that.
Outward to the forest. To hunting we will go.
Wonderful. We
Yeah.
will pick up with what you guys each do next week.
Split the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course we
Ooh.
did.
Nothing
I
can go
want to
wrong.
see what happens. Arthur, do you meet Mother Basina?
This is the
Ooh.
Oh,
trick.
goodness,
Oh
yes.
God, that would be a
I'm
Does
going to get
he
Mother
tell-
Basina to sleep with Arthur.
Here's my question.
Oh my
do
god.
Does Arthur let
Yes.
slip that he has met Mercy and may have miscommunicated some things?
If you manage,
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
if you manage to do that
Oh.
without like any charm magic, like if you manage to get her to consensually do that, you might legitimately get Sid's like blessing.
Wait, so in order for someone to sleep with Mercy, they have to sleep with Mother Basina first?
No,
Oh,
the
that's an
equivalent of, in
interesting.
order for
No,
you
I-
to
I'm-
marry,
I'm most-
in order for you to
I'm
fuck
mostly
my sister,
kidding.
I need you to fuck my mother.
Oh my god.
I'm mostly
God.
I'm kidding with that. I'm saying you would have earned Sid's respect, is what I mean. I guess I should put it that way.
That's better.
Like they open the door and like I don't know what Mercy's expression would be.
Well, let me put it
Okay.
this way:
Oh no.
if you're able to court Mother Vasina, Sid can't stop you unless he kills you.
So they just open the door and you just see Arthur. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
But we will
What
pick
would
up
be
next
Mercy's
week with
reaction?
what's going on.
Man.
'Cause that'll be very interesting to see what happens.
how
What
many
will
spell slots
Mercy's
do you have?
reaction be to what? To
To walking in on
Arthur
If
seducing
she
Mother
if she found
Yeah.
out Mother Basina and Arthur essentially slept together.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
honestly
gosh.
a little bit surprised
No,
that he
you
would want
walked
to
in.
go with Mother Basina.
She would be horrified, traumatized, probably rethink her entire
Traumatized.
life if she sees Mother Basina caught up in that. Or she would think something was incredibly wrong and probably rush in
Probably both.
for the kill.
Finish the job.
I'd
And
assume
that-
she
yeah.
smites
Details.
first and then questions Basina later.
Yeah, that would be disturbing.
all
Very
Arthur has to
disturbing.
say, I can tell you this, sweetie. She was definitely not always a nun. I can already tell you that.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
I mean, that could be true. I don't know.
There,
I
there
doubt
are
it.
lots of tattoos.
We
under
have
that ring.
never asked. We don't know when she started her career.
Mother Basina has a tramp stamp.
That's why, like,
God.
I think that would be the most shocking part is if she
You're
walked
giving
in. It's
her
not
ideas.
even like, it's not even like Arthur and her having had sex. It's the fact that she can now see that Mother Basina has pretty much a full body tattoo from the neck down.
Oh no.
But what
I'd
if this is a
assume-
magical tattoo?
No.
This could be very
For some
interesting.
reason, it looks Russian.
For some reason, I'd imagine that we discover with this that Mother Basina's actually just been a succubus this whole time.
Dun dun.
No,
Wow.
she's been a hag the whole time. There's a big difference.
I mean, I'm assuming that's who they'd put like in charge of babysitting both of you if like our theories on your dad is correct.
You know what? Arthur, you have my. You go ahead and bang the hag.
Like, you
If
know
you
what?
can.
You know what I'm picturing? After what's it called? Mercy kicks Arthur's ass, like from Family Guy, right before he
Mean the
closes the door.
suspicious she.
Hey, Mercy, what? I fucked your mom. Slams the door.
Oh my god. And you know what? With that, we are
gosh.
ending the stream. Bye.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
I want to see that, but you dimension door at the last second before.